from town to town with a horse trailer dragging behind. Just a cowboy lost in a modern world. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Not a day goes by, I don't think about how my life used to be. Now I'm out of my prime and I'm losing time, and nobody's calling for me. They used to call my name come roundup time. Now the four-wheelers takes my place, and the cowboy life that I've always loved is getting lost without a trace. But I won't give up and I won't give in. I'm a cowboy till I die. And I know there's got to be a place for me underneath big western sky. Headed out west, gonna do my best to leave the civilized world behind. Just me, my saddle, and an honest horse will try to go back in time, where surely there'd be a warm campfire or a bunkhouse calling my name. But tonight I'll sleep in my pickup truck, 'cause I'm still not playing their game. The world may turn, but the thing they can't change is the way I feel inside. A prairie fire may burn itself out, but you can't snuff a cowboy's pride. I'll be what I am and I'll do what I do. This life is worth fighting for. Yeah, the cowboy life is a life for me and 10,000 more. The cowboy life is a life for me.
Welcome back, Troop.
You ought to be able to.
Welcome back, True Horsemanship. We're back over here at Wolf Trap Farms in a covered arena. I'll be spoiled. Anyhow, it's because of the way things are. This is one way to get Charlie out and about different places, because he's got a bunch of mares right here. And this is the first time I've ever worked him over here. So my main concern is him paying attention to me, do what I ask. Now I know I might not have 100%, but what I'm going to go through today is mostly our normal work routine for him. Now, a lot of people, and I'm going to explain it again, when we first got here, Ray started, now he's sweat mostly from hauling over here too, by the way, but Ray started working him in hand to get his attention, and I know Charlie, that's one thing, and I told him, said, no, with him we're going to do the opposite, we tied him up, because the reason for that, some horses, especially a stud horse, you start working them in hand like that, all they're going to do is get worked up and worked up. Of course, I want to hear other people say I'm full of crap, but I don't care. Ray, he got to see it. He calmed down real quick when we tied him up, didn't he? Ray's over there shaking his head. But, so a normal person, what they would do is lunge him a little bit, get him back and forth, get him pay attention to me. Now, some horses I might just lunge them, work them back and forth, see if they're at where they're at mentally, but I know Charlie. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through some of the stuff, like I said earlier, what we work in a normal training session. Now what I always do, because I'm working on a Spanish walk with him, Good boy. So if we do that first from the ground, and just for the heck of it, I don't really work on this, but this is, like I said, this is my training routine with him. You know, I'm going to get beside him. Oh, he gets a little confused. Then we ask for a bounce. Yeah, this one time I give hand treats. So, like I said, today we're in a different spot. So I know Charlie's probably going to be worked up a little bit more than normal. But I don't care. My job is to get him guidance. No. So like him, I mean, he'll usually stand here like a gentleman for me to get on. So I know that he's liable to do different things with me because he's got 1, 2, 3, 6 mirrors over there. So like you've seen in all my videos, it doesn't matter where a horse is at the stage in its training. My main thing is to work his feet and, you know, control his feet. And at some point, like right now, I want him to do that softly. This is our warm-up right now. So I want to be able to control that front end. I want to be able to, you know, do some half passes. That's where this is our warm-up. We're not going to sit here, lope around and trot around until I know I got control of his feet. Now when I do start going around here, all of a sudden like I said, my big thing is control his feet. Especially with, well, any horse, I don't care, a trail horse or what, you should be able to control their feet. So he gets in a hurry, I'm just going to pick my hand up. I'm going to lift my hand just like that. I'm going to lift them shoulders up. And every time I do, I'm going to ask for back. Now, if I give a little bit of leg, really get that back up, his back up, I get faster. There you go. We just am starting to teach him to pee off. And the way I do it, I'm going to side pass. Then I'm going to side pass. Then I'm going to side pass. I'm going to side pass. Side pass. Side pass. So eventually, he'll sit there and pee off for me. But pee off, you got to be real careful. He did a pretty one the other day. I just throw that in a training session because he'll automatically one day he'll start pee offing all over the place. But like I was explaining, said something to Ray about it. If I pee off, concentrate on working on the pee off all the time, I'm going to get a horse, when I stand like this, he's going to be jiggly. So from there, what I'll work on, here in a minute I'm going to lope a little ways. Good boy. And even there's certain things like his Spanish walk, he's finally getting to move forward, but I'm not going to sit here and concentrate on it too much. When he does the right thing like he just did, I want to leave him alone. Because all these upper movements are fine, but if you get stuck on doing them, you're going to have a hot horse. So right now I'm just going to work his body wherever I want it. Now when I start doing my canter work here, I'm just going to ask him to lope off a few strides and do what it takes to stop him. But here, if you're working on a super green horse or your canter work, here's a good way to help get them on the correct lead. I know you hear everybody say, put that hip to the inside, which is correct. But what, I'm going to give you a short tip. I'm going to go 1, 2 strides that way, and then I want to go ho, ho. 1, 2, 3. So now he's really on that hind leg is moving forward. Is out first. That. Like I said, he's in a different area. That little crow hopping. Ooh. we're not going to worry about it. Now, if I'm doing my circle work, what I would do, come in and canter here, bring him down to a trot. 1, 2, 3 this way, then half pass that way. Ooh, yeah, that's better. Now right there, and I'm riding him primarily one hand. So let's say I go neck rein him, I go circle, and if he don't really go, I'm really going to pick up that neck ring. One time when he's going this way, I didn't truly ride that circle. I wanted him to mess up on me. There you go. I mean, for being a young stud horse with, like I said, 6 mares out there. I mean, this is in a different place. This is great. I mean, whereas he right now, especially a schooling show, if we had a 2-day event or a 3-day event, I'd go in there a day early, ride him around, and he'd be ready for the classes. But Charlie, he's a nice stud. And Ray and Patty, they breed artificially. Cool. But let's say you got a quarter horse and you want a little bit more height to him, or whatever, or even typical Andalusians I've seen in the past. This is what I'd breed to, because Charlie's such a calm boy, and like I said in one video, you want to look for a stud. To me, primarily, you look at his conformation all second. What I'm looking for a stud, I want to look at his brains, see how trainable he is. And like Charlie, he's great. Matter of fact, I haven't told Ray and Patty this. For the locals, August 25th, 26th, we're going to be at Co-op. I'm going to have Charlie and little one, because I'm going to bring little one in next. And I'm going to show, of course, some of the movements I don't want, you know. Little one's going to be your typical trail horse. So, but I'm going to show you my routine with little one is the same as with Charlie for the most part. Because it's all about controlling the feet. Now, I want to do him like I used to do Smokey. And Ray can vouch for this. I could ride Smokey on top of a mare with me, and he wouldn't talk to him. But I'm going to sit here just for a second, and then we're going to get little one. Because I'm going to try to encourage Charlie to talk, so I can correct it. Of course, I just did, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to be working on two things here at one time. Him talking to other horses and getting distracted, and I'll go ahead and work on his spin. Now his head's looking over there, but everybody worries about the head. What the head's doing, what the head's doing. I don't care what the head's doing. And even in these Western saddles, I can feel what's coming through this back. And if his back is relaxed, nice day, it's raining out. Nice to have a covered place to ride. But anyhow, but as long as his back is relaxed and he's just standing here, I don't care if he's looking over there. So we just ask for a turn, and then we settle. Ray, you got a good stud here, buddy. And some people say, well, he's been raised with them horses. He's a stud now, and he hasn't seen these mares a long time, so, I mean, he's not dancing around. He whinnied a little bit. At first, he was a little bit gung-ho, but like I said, I just had Ray tie him up, and he relaxed right then and there. That's one time I did want to get that heart pumping. But that's one of the scenarios. Number one, is call from handling a bunch of different type horses. And yeah, at some point, like I texted Patty yesterday, I think it was. I mean, it's like dancing with a horse. I mean, when I get this light and just look, so here. And some of the movements, I purposely work on them when he's fresh. That way I don't have to get after them. Okay, all right, this little one, and like I said, the main thing is I want to show you, of course, we're at different stages. There's a lot of things I can point out now, the little one, but I mean, he's probably be your typical trail horse. But there's a couple things, like you take little one's conformation, he's got a shorter neck, it's thicker, and Charlie's longer neck. So there's some things he's going to move a little different because everything's attached different to his shoulders. Now I went ahead, instead of using the bit I usually work him in, I went ahead and used the same one I had Charlie, just for GPS. But just like with Charlie, first thing I want, like I said, he's a little rusty. He's not going to do it as perfect. And with him, he's going to fight that bit a little bit. There we go. Him will have to hold my hand position a little different because of that short neck. Oh. I'm just going to bring my hands down just a tad. Like I said, he hasn't been, little one hasn't been ridden much. So, you know, there we go. I want to be able to control his shoulders. There we go. Just like I did with Charlie. I mean, I don't care where they're at. I expect them to do certain maneuvers. And I don't care if it's a trail horse or what. So I'm just going to let him walk out a little bit. Trot him out here. Cool. But like my main thing is to show y'all the training regiment is still the same. And like I said a few minutes ago, I'm not asked him to have be as straight and all with his side passes and all as I would Charlie. Or like with Charlie, I can trot around and put him right into spin. I don't expect little one to do that, but I should be able to ride in a smaller circle. And at some point, move that shoulder. Shorten my circle up and move that shoulder. Now I'm going to grab him a little bit. There, he comes to my hands. I'm going to let him go. I'm going to grab him a little bit. Oh. And let him go. You know, personally, and Cindy can tell you, when we trail ride, I'm schooling whoever I'm riding all the time. But you can have so much fun even with just no trail horse. I mean, it's just better. Now, as I'm working little one, I'm trying to get lighter and lighter. But now we're going to ask for a little half pass here. There we go. Ooh. Now that head tossing right there, that was him resisting. It wasn't from the bit. I'm just going to keep my hands. If you notice, as soon as I get rid of that resistance, the resistance gone, he quit shaking his head. Oh. You notice when he does it right, you don't see no head tossing. But that's how little one likes to get away from things. There we go. I'd rather than do that than sit here and try to buck. So just like I did Charlie, I'm going to ask to lope off. 1, 2, 3 strides that way. 1 stride that way. Then we're going to lope off. Ooh. Let's move that shoulder over. 1, 2. Now do it. Another half pass this way. Then we lope off. Ooh. Ask for a stop with my body. Right there. So basically, like I said, I want to show you, no matter where the horses are at their stage of their training, I still am always working on the same thing. Like last time with Ringo, when he was over here, he was working on the half pass. But every time when I'd ride him, and I tell you, I'm working on moving different parts of the body. And also, you know, I'm big into, you know, what I call reining. In other words, if I pick up one direction on the green horses, I expect them to go. If I pick up, I expect them to go. The longer I hold that, tighter turn I get. He pick up this way, I expect him to go. Oh, I don't want to just get him used to my legs all the time. There. I know the camera didn't pick it up, but just for GPs, when I was asking for a back, if you really watch Little One's legs, when he was throwing that head around, he was back and stiff-legged. But when he started backing up soft, his legs freed up. So like I said, in his case, it's not a bit thing. He's trying to get it through my hands. So my job is not allow him. I mean, Cindy, tell you, if he's really worked and getting ridden the other day all the time, he'll throw a hard stop. But also how we got that, and you notice when I stopped him, I didn't really grab him. I used my legs. And then I asked for a back, and we get soft, and then we quit. But when Cindy and I first started working on it, I was watching her ride it, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a lot of years ago now. But when she'd grab him, asking for a good stop, he knew, oh, I could push a little bit, and he didn't have to stop. So I got up one day, and I asked for a stop with my hands that day, and I just locked in, and he put that nose out there, and he said, oh crap. So after I loped him a little bit, I asked for a hard stop. I didn't have to touch him. He just, as a matter of fact, quick story on that. Me and Cindy was riding in the arena together, and I was riding Suka, and I was working on his stops, and Cindy came cantering past me, and I told Suka to whoa. And of course, Suka whoa'd, but Cindy was right here. Little One, he threw the brakes on too. So, you know, when you are working your horses, and I forget about that too, you need to have fun with them. I mean, push yourself a little bit, and just try different things. Just because it doesn't work out, you know, don't feel bad about it. Just either keep trying, or, but remember, these horses, they retain it longer. Like Charlie with a Spanish walk and everything. When I get that so ingrained with him, he could set up for God knows how long, and after a few minutes, he'd pick it right back up. I mean, but the foundation is there. Now, like Little One, I can't take, he's got a good foundation on him, but I can't take credit for that. That foundation came from the prison program in Nevada. I mean, that's where he Cindy acquired him at, and he's my bud during the day. Like now, I let the arena gate open. He used to come in and pester me and Charlie, and now the gate's open all the time. He might come in and say, well, heck, this ain't no fun. And then he leaves because it's like a little kid. So the biggest thing out of this today, primarily, I wanted to get over here and ride Charlie in here, a different spot. But like I've said in the last 3 videos, just work on controlling the horse's feet. But don't just get stuck on one thing. You know, like Charlie, or I was riding the little one all the time, you know, and finishing him completely off like Charlie. You know, I might do a couple spins with him. If he does it right, I'll leave him alone. Then we go work on something else. And that way, you're not going to get the horse soured. You're not going to get him hot. And it's sort of neat. A couple weeks ago, Ray was riding Charlie, and I picked up the whip, and I shook it, and Charlie started saying, what? He stopped and threw his leg out to do a spin, and I was from probably, what, 20 feet away from you? And it's, you know, I gotta admit, it is neat when, like, Ray's riding Charlie, or any of the horses I handle all the time. When they come by me, their eye is always on me. I mean, that's without, now I give Charlie treats to work on some things at the start. But, you know, it's so gratifying to have a horse to look at you that way, just because of the way you handle them. And Ray and Patty both, I can't say enough. You know, I've handled enough horses they've raised. I mean, they're raising some nice horses. They're not going to hurt you. And every one of them just about do whatever you want to do with them. I mean, like Ringo, you can take him any direction you want at this stage. I mean, he could be a dressage horse, or he could be, you know, I bet you he's cowy as heck. But like Ray brought out, there's not much money in cow horses anymore because they're a dime a dozen. I mean, you can buy a good cutting horse a lot cheaper than you used to. So, this has been a long one. As I always say, be true to the horse, they'll be true to you. To my kids, grandkids, special person out there, Wash Day Lake, Cadeney, God bless, take care.